Hey, Dr. Lee here, pediatric health psychologist and the founder of Teen FND Academy. I do have another amazing video interview that I had with one of the families who gone through the program, Teen FND Academy. And I got to interview both a teen and a parent, Julianne and Jannelle, who've gone through the program. And just like any other teens, Julianne had not only FND, but also other complex medical conditions, including chronic pain. She has gone through some surgery for her other medical condition, but related to that, she developed a chronic pain. And on top of that, obviously, she developed FND as well. And there is such a strong connection between chronic pain and FND. I mean, depending on who you ask, chronic pain is part of FND. And there are so many benefits to going through the program, Teen FND Academy, to tackle both at the same time. And Jannelle and Julianne were one of the brave families who've gone through the program and tackled both issues at the same time. So without further ado, let's hear from Julianne and Jannelle and then how their experience has been before, during, and after the program. So let's dive in. So Julianne, kind of briefly, can you explain how, your symptoms were before you started the program, like how your symptoms were?
I guess they were pretty bad. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I had like numb. I couldn't feel like my legs half the time, and I go like paralyzed. Like I can't remember the word for it, but
Mm-hmm.
like from the legs down sometimes, and I'd faint and have seizures. That's basically the biggest ones, but I had mostly everything that was on the list that you gave us.
What do you think was helpful for you to get better?
Probably like the first, well, mostly sleep. Because
Mm-hmm.
I was like sleeping a couple hours at night some days, but like it has gone. It'd go worse than better, but after I did the modules, then it got better most of the time. So
That's
yeah,
great. And what was it like for you to work with other teens in the program?
I guess I related to most of what they have been through and stuff. I guess
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know.
Yeah. Good, good. Yeah. Good to know.
I
Yeah.
mean, it was definitely helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say to other teens who don't know much about the program?
They should try it.
Hmm.
Definitely a help.
So now that you have gone through the program, what is your life like these days?
Busy. I'm not at home as much as I used to be,
It's
which is a good thing.
aren't you working too?
Yeah, I'm working too.
Yeah. And then are you hanging out with your friends, going outside?
Yeah, I never like I wouldn't be able to have a job last year or anything, or I would
Mm.
never hang out with friends. So yeah, definitely has changed for the best.
Julian, you did great. Thank you, Julian.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Thanks for
So
joining. Janelle, if you can explain how things were with Julian's symptoms before the program started.
Before we started. When we started, she was about to be, I guess you could say, kicked out of the school that she was going to, which they were wanting her to, or like requirements were pretty minimal. She only needed to be there like once a week to begin with. That's kind of where it starts at. But then if you don't pass a test or something, then you end up having to be there longer the next week because that counts as a missing assignment. And so because of that, she just kept getting further and further behind because the hours that are required start increasing, which she couldn't do. She was home in bed a lot. And yeah, functioning wise, she was able to get around, but a lot of times she'd be super exhausted, and sometimes her legs and arms just wouldn't really want to be working, or yeah, and she was having the uh, psychogenic non-epileptic seizure episodes. I can't really remember like how often she was having them, but yeah, she was having them a decent amount.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think we were on like the last, I think she had like maybe 2 weeks more of like it being kind of on a, I don't know what you call it, but for school, as far as she had like 2 more weeks where she kind of had to get caught up, or else she would have to figure out a different school situation.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was kind of, I guess, where we're at. She wasn't really hanging out with friends. She would maybe do something with friends like maybe 1 weekend a month, if that. And then she'd be wiped out for days after, usually 1 to 3 days after, she'd be pretty wiped out.
Yeah.
Or like even cleaning her room and stuff like that. She wasn't able to like keep up on that kind of stuff. Yeah, her laundry was a heaping pile very behind.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of where we started at.
Yeah. I remember how
Yeah.
hard it was. Yeah. And the amount of stress that was piling up as well. And so, what was it like for you guys as a parents to go through that, the program with us?
It was a very big relief to start it. So you
Mm.
could, that very first weekend, all I had done was just like kind of passed over Julianne's, I guess you could say, like in the speak of the program, is passed the baton to her. I had just made it to where I was giving her pain and all that stuff onto her, I guess, putting the responsibility on her. And I just had let her know that I'm not asking about it anymore, and it doesn't mean I don't love you. It's just what the program says I need to do. So yeah, it was nice to have, I guess, backup for some of the stuff that you kind of already know you have to do. I guess at least we knew that would be what was best, but it's hard when you have a child that's not able to do different things and you want so bad for them to be able to. But and like, well, I should just ignore what's going on. But at some point you start feeling like you're not doing your job as a parent because you're not asking about, well, I can tell they're in distress, but I'm not asking about it. So it goes so against your natural instinct, but it does work, especially over time. You just have to give it time and trust in the system and the program, and it does work.
Yeah. And as a result of going through the program, you have regained something as a couple, as parents.
Yes, we were going out most of the time. My husband has Fridays off. And so before she kind of had all this stuff going on, Friday was kind of our date day, and we would go and hang out together on Fridays usually. That kind of just fell by the wayside when she started having stuff going on. A lot of times she'd end up needing to be brought to school on that day because she'd be behind from the previous week's work. She wouldn't have gotten it done, and hours weren't done. So then I'd have to drop her off. And then I felt like I needed to be there and be ready just in case she needed picked up and wasn't able to make it all day. I had to be on alert so I could go back and pick her up. So yeah, we didn't really have that time together anymore. And now we do. We got back. So yeah, that was another thing right away we kind of started doing. It was like, nope, Friday is for us again. So yeah, that's been good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. It's always good to hear that story. Yeah, love it. And what would you say to other families who are thinking about the program or don't know much about the program?
I would say is very, very well worth it. Absolutely worth it. Yeah, we got our daughter back, and she still has work to do, but that's okay because she's came so far in the amount of time that we've been in it that yeah, it's so worth it. I don't have any regrets signing up for it at all. Yeah, I pretty much tell anyone that will listen to me, like, hey, if you know anyone that has the same stuff, please like recommend this program for them. Yeah, there's actually another kid at their school that I was telling the counselor and everything about it, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna have to let them know. But I don't know. So who knows? Maybe another one eventually will join from Woodland.
Yeah. That would be great. Yeah. Great. Yeah, this is fantastic. Anything else you want to add? Last.
As far as functioning wise, now she's able to have a job and she's able to keep up on her schoolwork. She's able to hang out with friends all weekend long, staying the night, overnights, and all kinds of stuff that she was not. She's able to be out in the heat. She can lay out this summer. Last summer, that was not happening because of the heat was a trigger for her symptoms. And so, yeah, there's just so many different things that has changed just this summer, even comparing this summer to last summer. It's been so different. And yeah, I think she's on track to get her license. So that's exciting, I think, especially for her. We kind of didn't really know when she got her permit how that would go when license time came. But yeah, it's looking like she should be able to get her license. So that's pretty exciting.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Wow. Yeah. One more independence, right? Like, way
Hmm.
to,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's
step
huge
closer.
independence. So
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. Wow, I don't know about you, but I am so inspired to hear from both Jannelle and Julianne. I mean, the things that they have gotten out of the program and into getting their life back was just a huge reward for me to work as their coach. And they are still in the program, going through, at least at the time of the recording here, but they continue to just enjoy their life all day and every day, and then feeling like quote unquote normal again. And it has been such a nice thing to hear and very inspirational. So, if you are thinking that your situation is unique and there are so many other layers of things going on, I would say don't give up. Don't give up just yet, because the solution might be just at your fingertip. So, if you're ever wanting to learn more about the program, and let alone speak with me to see if you're qualified for the program, just hit the link below and schedule a call to talk to me. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.